Alright guys, it's been a while again, but we're here. Saison, looking very good. And tasting very good as well. Stupidly carved as well. Excuse me. So, when did we leave it? Just a few updates really. Did the mango wheat, put the mango in secondary. I nearly wimped out and didn't do it, but I thought, stuff it, you know what, I'm going to do that. I'm going to definitely do that. So that's been in the keg a week now, but I primed the keg. I've been struggling to get carbonation because I haven't got a firm fridge, and I'm literally just using shitloads of gas to carb it, and it's kind of defeating the object for me. So I thought if I did a wheat beer, prime the keg, let it sit for a week. That happened because I was diving into it about 3 days afterwards, and it's only been like just over a week in the keg, and it's only now starting to come round, and it's probably nearly all gone. But that's how it goes. It goes when you're impatient, like me. So, but yeah, it's a good little thing to do. I probably do Belgian beers, wheat beers like that. Wouldn't bother me, I don't think, in the future. But obviously, I do want to get a fridge sorted, and not only for that, but just for fermentation. I've kind of got a bit sick of these in the summer months. I haven't got a hold of any Kvaik or anything like that, and nor am I that. I don't know. Because I'm not that bothered about getting hold of some Kvaik yeast, but I've just said I'm sick of Saison. So, do I want something like that? I don't know. Doesn't matter anyway. But I think, firm fridge would definitely be the way forward. Oh, excuse me. So this Saturday just gone, I bottled what did I bottle? American Pale Ale, which I hopped with Columbus, Centennial, Citra, and then some Citra oil, and then dry hopped it and everything as well. Obviously, Citra oil goes in like a day before bottling. It can even go in as you bottle in, but I wanted to make sure I didn't need any more. Give it a bit of a taste, because it takes a day just to settle out. Which 3 days in the bottle, I sampled today. It's looking promising. Just the old, better just make sure this is okay bottle, and it was. But in a few days' time, I'll need another just to make doubly sure. So yeah, that went well. It's tasting really good. The yeast got a little hot even now. Got up to about 25.5. But I'm using the Cross My Loof American Pale. I emailed the guys at Cross My Loof and I says, have you tested this yeast at higher temperatures? Did it stuff anything up? He went, actually, it can go up to about 28 degrees and not have too much of an adverse effect on flavour. It just won't flocculate as much. I was like, fantastic, I'll do it then. So there we go. So that's in bottles now, conditioning. I'm off work this week. So I've got a few bits to do around the house. Last minute holiday shopping, which we've done. And because I'm going to Disney World in 5 weeks, 5.5 weeks now. And it's getting more and more real that I'm going. I don't have kids. I'm just a big kid myself. And I, like most of you probably watching me now, going, what the fuck are you going there for? That was my reaction when my wife said she'd booked it. And I have to say, you don't like Disney. I can see why, but I do. Well, I don't actually. I'm not. Actually, no. I wouldn't say I'm like a massive fan. I just the whole idea of going there and being there, and it just seems awesome. Anyway, let's talk about beer. So anyway, in Disney, what they do is they drink lots of. No, that's not what they do, is it? Is that? Oh shit! I should have researched this. I was just going to get wasted every night, but never mind. So yeah, so that's what I've been doing. Been planning that, also brewing as well. But the point I was getting to is I've got a brew day coming up on Thursday. It's August bank holiday weekend. So probably my last full all grain brew day before I go away. And I don't know. I'm gonna do a bitter. And you can probably tell from my face, I don't like them. Why am I brewing one why am I brewing a bitter when I don't like it? But I think I need something else. I've had a lot of saisons. I've had a lot of, pale ales, wheat beers. I think I just need something else to break the cycle a little bit. And I've not got enough hops, not enough American hops to do anything crazy with. I've just got some Challenger and Archer. I'm going to do Challenger as sort of early bittering additions. I might even mash hop with this one and try and get a bit more depth of flavour out of it. Kind of following. Been good if you'd have marked the page, but hang on. Ooh. Kind of following a combination of these two. The colour's about the same. One's 3.8%, while the other's 4.3%. So I am going for about 3.8%. Around 30 IBUs, going for more like a Yorkshire bitter style. So pale malt. I think I've got dark crystal. Might be crystal 60 in there. A bit of dextrin malt, which I'm hoping I've got enough of left. And then chocolate malt. And then Challenger, Archer. And then probably do it with like a pale ale yeast. I don't think I've got anything else that I can use that will suit that style. So, yeah, really. I mean, the other options I've got a bit of Northern Brewer hops left. I could do a Kolsch style. I've got some Kolsch yeast. I could do like a bit of an English pale ale. That's the other option. So I don't know. I think I'm going to do a bit. I think I've got my heart set on that. I need to do one. I need to do something else. Rather than brewing the same shit every day. But so I'm just kind of seeing where that goes. And obviously once I come back off holiday, which will be like near the end of October, which is quite scary, I'll probably brew a kit. I'm actually going to brew a kit before I go away. I've got the American Mocha Porter from Young's, which I've not successfully done. Did it a couple of years ago and it got infected. It was on the run of 2 infected beers in a row. That was the last one. Before I decided to scrap my fermenter and buy a new one. I've not had an infection since, and I think my practices have been probably a little more scrupulous. Scrupulous? Is that the word? I don't know. On point, whatever you want to call it. Definitely think I've sharpened up my game on that front now, and I always make sure that I've sat my fermenter or barrel or whatever in some kind of either OxyClean, some kind of something like that, or VWP for at least a couple of days. It might sound a bit anal, but touch wood, not had any serious infections for quite some time. So, it's good. So yeah, that's it really. And then, I mean, I've not really thought about doing a Christmas beer this year, but I did my chocolate orange porter sort of almost this time last year. I was going to brew it again, but didn't have time. I haven't really got time to do it. Haven't got the ingredients in. So that's not happening, which I'm kind of a bit gutted about. But, you know, doesn't matter really. I might brew it again start of next year. But yeah, get a couple of kit beers out of the way, I think, just to keep up stocks and try and, you know, minimise the time. Because there was a bit of a debate went on the old BrewTube Facebook. I'm not going to mention names or anything like that. Someone had an opinion about kits, and you know, B&M have done their range of kits, and you know, sort of sparked a bit of interest for how much kits are worth in terms of money for the amount of beer you get and the quality of the beer you get, and on par with all grain. Depends what you do. If you're doing a New England IPA, you're ramping the price up and you're comparing them, aren't you? Really, I think, especially for the amount of, you know, if you're using a lot of Citra, Amarillo, Mosaic, something, you know, stuff like that, in the hundreds of grams, then yeah, you're going to ramp up the price. But if you're doing a wheat beer or a lager, and you're reusing your yeast and you're constantly brewing these beers, you ain't spending no, are you? But and I agree with that. I absolutely agree with that point. But don't knock kits. Fantastic. They're a lifesaver for me right now. I sort of swore that I wouldn't go back to kits, not for any other reason than I enjoy the all grain brewing. But a 5-hour brew day, 6-hour brew day, when you've got other shit going off, it's kind of killer. And I am, you know, don't be afraid of the stigma of a kit, because there isn't one. We all started with them, and hell, if anything ever happens that means that I can't all grain brew, I've still got kits to fall back on. So I think they're a good alternative, you know, for people who are getting into the gateway of brewing and wanting to explore a possibility. Because at the end of the day as well, if you're going to do a brew, and that was the other point, you know, sort of the comment was put out that it's not really brewing. No, it's not. It's not brewing at all. It's not. But doesn't matter. Because what you're getting at the end is beer. Whether you made it or somebody else made it and you just finished it off, doesn't matter. There's still the same satisfaction from it at the end, which I enjoy. But you know, if you're new to brewing and you're new to making up beer, whatever phrase you want to use, you're not going to want to use. You're not going to want to use that much time to find out that you don't like it. You're going to want to just chuck some stuff in a fermenter, try it a few times, and think, okay, I can see this. I'm dedicated to this process, and then you can try all grain brewing. A lot of people just dive straight in. That's fine. But yeah, this is just a rant about how kits have their place. There you go. I'm done. So it's been a pleasure. I've waffled on as usual. I'll see you in about 3 months.